In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Mark IV top mount spacers. They're polyurethane rings and they go around the top side of the top mount on the Mark IV Golf platform. There is an ongoing issue with the top mounts, not so much collapsing but losing their height, and then the top cap of the damper starts sticking out from the top mount on the car. So you can get these spacers that fill that gap between the top cap and the body of the car. I've put new top mounts on this probably about a year ago, done about 5,000 kilometers. The same thing again, I'm getting that space between the cap and the body of the car. So instead of fitting new top mounts again, I'm not ruling that out, I might yet fit polyurethane top mounts. But at the moment, I just want to see what these rings do, these ring bushes. If you haven't been following along with the Project Octavia, I've been complaining about front suspension movement. There seems to be an excessive vertical movement in the front suspension. So I wasn't sure if that is the top mounts, soft top mounts, or is it like an inherent design issue with the damper? Does fitting these rings improve the suspension, or if not, do we actually need to put on polyurethane bushes like your Powerflex Black? Is that the essential, is that really the only way to fix the problems of these soft suspension bushes? Do I notice any difference coming up this road here in the first few kilometers of having done this modification? I would say straight away I noticed that it feels more tied together. Hard to explain, but it feels less, well, it didn't feel loose before, to be fair, but it just feels more controlled than what it did before. Like the suspension is doing more work. In general driving, I'd say it's an improvement. So before, I could not, it felt like there was a lot of extra caster being added when the wheel was turned. I'm not saying that was necessarily a bad thing, but that is the feel that I got in higher speed turns. Do I still have that feeling now of the camber, of the caster increasing in corners? And I've got to be honest, I don't. If you've ever driven a go-kart with a load of caster, well, they all do, you can feel that caster as you turn in. It like jacks the front of the cart up. It was something like that. Obviously not as extreme because the car's got power steering, but you could feel it nevertheless. I would say that's gone. Now, it feels like a consistent, feels like the geometry is more consistent on the front. I don't feel that jacking up. I think there is some, obviously, whereas before it felt excessive. I don't feel that now. Do I notice anything else? Front end grip seems good. With that gap at the top, you would expect there to be excessive movement, I think, logically speaking. And if you take that away, then it should be more tied down, and I think it is. Honestly, when I came out for this drive, I'd forgotten that I'd actually put them on, and I could feel that there was something different with the car. I'm going to say it's not placebo, there is something happening. Yeah, that's a decent little undulation there, and absolutely no issues. Definitely more controlled. As I said, this is the best way to describe it. The suspension's more controlled, and I think it's because the dampers are doing more work. There's less free play vertically. So what's the verdict? As you can probably tell by now, it's well worth doing if you've got stock or new stock top mounts on the car. You're in my position, you put them on and in 12 months they're not great. I think they're well worth give them a shot. I mean, they don't cost much. I don't remember how much they cost. I think they're less than €20, definitely. They're very easy to put on, and they don't cost a lot. So I think it's absolutely a no-brainer. If you're sick and tired of the stock top mounts compressing, and you're thinking about spending €100 on polyurethane top mounts, or even spherical bearing top mounts for this car, then I think they're well worth trying. You've got nothing to lose, really.